changing games in the middle of the stream. Sorry about that. And then I gave them an option to add me on Battle.net so we could play together with the viewers. Then I went down and changed the category to gaming, obviously, and then I added the game name right here. So go ahead and type the game name there. You want people to know kind of what game you're doing. Now, as you're changing stuff here, you'll see this up here. It'll say changes are being saved. It'll change automatically, and it'll say all changes have been saved. Now, this button right here in the upper left-hand corner that says offline, this little circle thing here, that's going to let you know, yep, you are offline. In order to go live, you need to go to OBS or whatever it is and go ahead and start streaming. You can change the stream options right here. You can enable DVR. Now, DVR is obviously pretty simple to understand. It's going to allow you to stream, and then it'll record the video or the VOD, whatever you want to call it, and then after that, you can upload it to YouTube. So you can make the archive of the video private when complete, or if you uncheck this, it'll automatically upload to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically upload to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically upload to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically upload to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically to your subscribers for them to watch at a later date as a VOD. Automatically to your subscribers for them to watch at a later.
We're streaming, James.
We're streaming.
Everything's different. We're in the big leagues now.
No, we made a big time move.
Yep.
Just watch that money start rolling in. It's actually appeared in the live stream, son.
What?
I just want to see if it's working. Rolling in. See if you can't find us a link.
What?
I just want to see if it's working. Rolling in. YouTube live stream. See if you can't find us a link.
What?
I just want to see if it's working.
I don't know what's happening, James. I just keep hearing our voices repeat and repeat and repeat. It's freaking me out. What? I don't know what's happening, James. I just keep hearing our voices repeat and repeat and repeat. It's freaking me out. What? I don't. I keep. What?
What's the channel called?
Bendy space smooth, both capitalized.
Hmm. Ah, I see. It's because you have a live stream looking on a live stream looking on a live stream.
Oh my gosh, you're watching it, James.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, you're watching it, James.
Oh shit. No, my voice has started now. Bob, fuck. Well, that's a good start. See, I would live stream if I could, but I can't because I'm a terrible person. Well, that's a good start. See, I would live stream.
You are live streaming. You're live streaming right now.
Yeah, I know. Well,
We're in
you
this
are.
together, James.
Yeah.
You are live streaming. You think I can do this by myself?
Yeah, I know.
We're in this together, James. You think I can do this? So basically, you just have to mute it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because then they won't be listening to you, listening to you, listening to you.
Yeah.
But if you want to listen to what
I'm pretty sure I would go insane.
you sound like,
Yeah.
but if you want to listen to what
Like, I'm sure I would go insane.
you sound like,
Eh.
the Bendy Smooth
I'm
live
gonna give it
stream
a like.
is now active. Oh, it's been liked. Oh, I need to like it.
Oh. No, dislike it.
We're off to a rocky start.
We're off to a fantastic start.
Oh my god.
Alright, and we're not gonna bother looking at it for a week.
The 24-hour live stream.
I mean, to be fair, that would be pretty neato. Oh god, he has adverts? Ugh. Man, seeing you just click on the thing, looking in the thing with the thing is a bit better right now.
What do you mean? You want to see my desktop? You can see my desktop.
I was just saying more of a. Of course, that's your desktop.
That's me right there.
See, there's a difference between yours and mine's desktop. If I show you what mine looks like, it's going to be something completely different. Let me see if I can't send you a screenshot. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker.
Welcome to the rice fields. Oh my
And then
god.
he died on the stream.
I wish I could be Filthy Frank for a day.
Just for a day.
Yeah, just for a day. See how it goes. It's kind of weird having people see what I'm doing.
It's cool though. The marvels of technology. Ah.
I'm just glad you're here and that we're in this
Well,
together.
What else would I be?
I don't know. The UK.
Well, I'm you're not wrong, but at the same time.
You're freaking me out, James. Who wants to watch Rick and Morty? Just stream Rick and Morty videos.
That's illegal, Smooth.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, the funny thing is, if we got enough listeners, I'm pretty sure like half the people in the server would just clamber on at some point.
Probably.
It'd be funny.
It'd be funny. It'd be a meme.
Then we'd have a resident, local, easy to hate guy, Greeny, and the internet would agree. It'd be a good time.
Greeny would become a meme.
Greeny would be the meme he always wanted to be.
Yeah. I need to do something. Who wants to watch me do my EMT homework?
Oh man, that's so exciting.
Who wants to watch me play For Honor?
Oh, so you want to so you're wanting to put yourself through live torture, I see.
Yeah. Let's stream Counter-Strike Source.
Ew. No. Ew. The best part about live stream, it doesn't even need to be game.
No, it doesn't. It's just me browsing Reddit. Let's do
That'd
that.
be amusing. Streaming a game of D&D.
Ooh, I'll do that.
Oh, that's an idea.
Good one, James. Well done.
I mean, you'll probably want to ask people, but I think it'd be cool.
No, I want. No, we gotta keep this covert. And then boom, and then at the end of the session, I'd be like, "Hey guys, 2,000 people were watching us play," and everyone would be like, "What? Yeah. Really?" And I'd be like, "Yep."
And everyone knows that Greedy's a cock.
And everyone else hates Greedy too.
Yeah, I know. He's about as likable to the rest of the world as he is in D&D.
Yeah. Greedy commits Sudoku. Wait, James, we have 3 likes.
Wait, what? Hmm? Excuse me? How do we have 3 likes? That's like only 2 of us here. I'm very confused.
It says there's 2 people watching. Are you watching it?
Well, I'm one of the people who has it open, yeah.
Okay. Cause I don't have it open on like, unless it counts me like in the streaming dashboard.
I mean, yeah.
But how did we get the extra like? Who was flickering the lights, James?
I don't know.
Spooky.
Oh my god, guys, I'm gonna have to make a congratulations video on my first ever like.
Wow. This is the first ever like I've ever had.
Same.
Wow. Feels good.
We did it, man.
We delete the account. Delete the account.
We don't need to continue this life.
Nope.
Gonna get up for another YouTube adpocalypse.
Another YouTube adpocalypse. Who wants to go on the Drudge Report?
Why?
Is it our resident cock?
Oh, hey, Greenie. What's poppin', B?
What's poppin' in the hoodlums?
My neck hurts, my back hurts. I want to die, but that we all know.
No, why can't you hurry up and do it then? We do all a favor.
Oh no, the palm trees in Los Angeles are dying.
That is so final. It's
What?
boring.
Dying palm trees?
These deeps arms and arms.
Why should I give a shit about palm trees? That's the only trees we have here.
Because this is the obvious sign of global warming.
Yes. Yes, it is. You deal with it yourself.
But have you ever seen a palm tree?
It's the only proper tree we see in Malta.
But what if they die? The ones in Malta. What is this, James? Hang in there. Thanks, James, for the support.
Oh, fuck, you know.
Hang in there, guys.
As long as they're not stapled together.
What?
Hang in there, guys.
Yeah.
But is it handsome Squidward? What is it with you and your KFC $10 chicken headfirst? I swear to God.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's click for the full experience.
Chicken share with 9 chicken tenders, or 6 pieces of chicken, or 12.
Slap that ass.
Or popcorn nuggets.
Slap that ass.
Like
Let's go. It's finger looking good.
He's finger looking good. This is supposed to be a description of the commercial. Oh.
So surprising about this. Like,
What's out of line is the fact that I haven't had a chance.
That's the guy from 21 Jump Street. He's like the guy who actually made the drugs. Well, known fact. I saw this earlier. Kids that are... Oh yeah, you were looking at my recommended videos. Let's see what they are. 32 secret combinations on your keyboard. 7 real transforming vehicles that you didn't know existed. Making homeless guys arm wrestle for money.
Now that sounds like something good to me.
Give the people what they want.
What's up, guys? I'm Kobe from Model Pranksters.
And I'm Justin.
Today we're in New York City. We're gonna go on the streets and find 2 homeless people, put them up to an arm wrestle. The winner gets $100. Let's see what happens.
Winner gets $100, James.
How you doing? How's your day?
How's it?
You didn't get so much money today.
I'm doing what I can, working fighting PUBG.
They're not arm wrestling the homeless people. They're getting 2 homeless people to wrestle each other.
That's savage.
Maybe buy pants or something. You never know. New pair of pants. Kobe, what's your name?
Entertainment for a dollar.
Write your name. Hop right up. We got you. Let's go. This could help you out a lot. Homeless. I have no family. I live on the streets. Childless. How are you? How are you today?
Pretty crappy.
Hi, my name is Kobe. Is it a good day today or what?
Pretty crappy, man.
Pretty crappy?
We're doing a video and you could possibly win $100. Do you want to do that today?
Check it out. It probably could help you out. You never know. You could win. Okay, come with us.
How much, hold on. I'm gonna pause this video. Let's look at...
What you doing?
I'm looking at how much meth you could buy for $100.
I imagine a sizable amount.
1 hit of meth is about 1/4 of a gram and would cost about $25.
Oh, so you can get a gram for $100.
Dude, that's too
Well, there we go then.
Wow.
That was surprisingly easy, actually. I'm surprised they have that as a frequent.
So they're not just arm wrestling for $100. They're arm wrestling for 4 hits of meth.
Yeah, they're wrestling for a gram of meth.
So we brought you guys here today. You have no clue what's going on, right? You just know you can win $100. Yeah. What's going on is actually, you guys are going to be arm wrestling each other. Whoever wins takes all the money. Whoever doesn't win goes home empty-handed. You guys ready for this? $100 for you. Exactly what we said. Hope that goes somewhere with that.
And finally get something a new set of pants. Robert, I know how it is, man. Working tough, no harm, no fall. I work in Mighty Cup
Fair
shop.
square, man.
Come on, no harm, no foul. Feed the needy, not the greedy, brother. That's how that works. Trust what I'm telling you. That's my rule.
Oh, that's cute. They gave him 2 50s on purpose so that he could give the other guy a 50 at the end. Which is a big deal because he just gave up 2 hits of meth. So he just gave the other guy two of his 4 hits of meth. And this other guy back here, he's looking at him like, man, I want some of those hits of meth.
Wow, you guys don't know. You guys.
Oh, he smiled a little bit.
Each other, right? This is like one of the most inspirational things I've ever seen because you guys, you just won $100. You gave it to him. You don't even know him, and you were helping him when you don't even have a lot yourself. Honestly, you guys are amazing. Like, I do have another 100. I want to give you another $100 bill. Get more clothes. Get something. Take it, dude. You're really like amazing, man. I hope you get.
Well, feels good,
I'm
man.
not even watching the video you're watching. It already looks like a meme.
It's a meme.
Los Angeles legendary palm trees are dying. Wait, what? Why?
I
Why Why? Why is this a thing that? What?
Because it is important. Because oh, shit.
Do you even live in Los Angeles?
No, I live on the
What
opposite
the fuck
side
does
of the
this matter to you?
country.
What the fuck does this matter to you?
Most of the country hates California, so over here we're like, yes, let them die.
Kill it.
First it's the palm trees.
First the palm trees, then the sea itself.
Actually, I read the other day that by 2040, the year, they want to no longer. They want to prohibit this.
Palm trees in space.
They want to prohibit the sale of gas and diesel powered vehicles.
Huh.
So it'll all be zero emissions.
You know that's not going to happen.
I hope not, because Jesus.
No.
Electric fire truck?
I
What?
love my muscle cars too much for that to ever happen. Like, what type of muscle car is one that, you know, for some reason has an electric motor in it? It's a pretty shitmobile. I mean, like, no.
The Teslas coming out are actually kind of sharp, but I'm not gonna do it. I live in Michigan, not California.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez, don't die on me.
On the word California. Not even as a joke, jeez.
The iconic association of palm trees.
You know what would be a great thing? So I decided to mix it up and put cactuses in there instead.
How do you get the job of climate expert? Walk outside your house, lick your finger, and stick it in the air. It's hot in California.
Smells of the sea. And being mugged around the corner.
There's gotta be some kind of news site like Derpy News. Oh, The Onion.
Oh, The Onion. Oh, yes.
Facebook vows not to hand over users' medical records to government. Is it ethical for parental testing to tell if your baby will be too annoying to love? Cop confident he'll be exonerated by clear video evidence of him shooting defenseless black man. Exonerated.
What?
Anthropomorphologists find earliest known evidence of banana walking upright.
Man, I already love The Onion. Click on that banana one. I want to see what that's all about.
Oh my god.
Let's have a look at The Onion and what that banana is.
In a groundbreaking discovery that could shed light on the origin of the delightful species. Fossilized remain of the earliest upright walking banana.
Where are you finding this? Jeez.
It was impossible to determine the gender of the specimen. However, the long eyelashes and oversized hair bow. But increasingly they seemed unable to vocalize puns such as "I find you so appealing," which means the necessary structures in their mouths and throats to developed at a later date. Johansson went on to say, traces of sesame seeds found at the site suggest the bananas may have had contact with the talking hamburgers.
What are you reading?
The Onion.
Fucking Onion, I swear to God. Also, just because this one will appeal to you. Whoops, wrong person.
History is written by the victors.
Show Bob's and Virginie.
Vagini. Bitch lasagna.
Security breach. Barack Obama forgot to log out of Facebook on a Best Buy display computer.
Oh my.
Oh my God. Facebook vows not to hand over users' medical records to government. What that person keeps what? 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 Image of that banana though, that's like the best thing.
Oh, you got Doom Guy as your background.
Yeah, that's my background.
Nice.
I have a lot more things on it.
What's the hentai tentacle porn folder for?
I have I have that.
Checks desktop to make sure it's not really there.
I actually don't have something like that, so I don't need to check something like that. Well, if you had said anything else specifically like that, you might have been on the money, but still.
Not on the money.
Bunch of tabs and a lot of shit.
Right. I'm keeping tabs on you, James.
I mean, if I want to have my tentacle hentai on my desktop computer smooth, you can't stop me.
You're right. It's a free country.
I can watch whatever tentacle porn I want.
Every
Thank
man.
you very much.
That's like the 69th Amendment to our Constitution, I think.
Yeah, 69. Oh, now he's playing TF2.
On our birth date on this account is April 20th, 1969.
Yes, truly. Well, see, what I'm going to go and do is take a piss and come back and probably see you getting smushed in TF2.
Probably. There's a good chance. A decent chance.
You'd actually see like half of the shit you own.
What?
And you just look at half of the stuff you own. You own like quite a lot of random items in TF2.
I know.
Like, did you just buy them or trade them, or like, what do you get most from?
I don't know. Like I used to play this a lot. And
what's the most expensive one you got?
I don't know. I don't keep track of this at all like I do Dota.
I mean, good luck. Just for the fun of it. I got a strange unusual festive item. Tail Zone.
Riveting gameplay of my sniper game.
Hey look, it's a gibbous pyro. Are you a spy?
Oh no. How did that not kill him? Shit.
What is the cozy camp even do?
What?
What's like the backpack you have do?
It heals me.
Okay.
There's one that's like a shield, and that'll make the spy have to backstab you twice.
See, that's one thing that makes me laugh, because I know all new snipers use it, and then I'm just like, you know, the spy has a gun.
Yeah, he just sits there and shoots you in the head.
Especially if he has an ambassador, he just walks up beside you and just go pop.
Just bips you.
Oh, you know, if he does feel like
I'm gonna die.
he will go for the 2 things.
I'm dead.
I've done
I
that before.
don't know what to do. Heavy. When in doubt. Play the heavy.
Play every weapon, guys.
It costs $300 billion to fire my weapon for 60 seconds.
Of course there's an achievement associated with that. Please stop heavy industry.
I died again. I'm really good at this game. I did the dabblage.
Ooh.
I did the dabblage, but I didn't get the krill. We already lost.
That didn't take long.
I quit this game, it's too hard. Check out what's going on Tabletop Simulator. I haven't even been on it in like a year, feels like. Last time we were on it, I think it was you, me, Tom, Greeny, and Orthrus that were playing my D&D sesh. D&D Myths and Monsters hybrid thing.
Whatever the fuck it was.
Nobody's playing Warhammer?
Warhammer.
Wow. See if anybody's playing it in a locked server. OMNOP RSSTUVW. Warhammer. 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 People still play it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're playing Warhammer Quest with just 2 people. Like, what?
Whoa.
Voyages of Marco Polo. What is Killer Bunnies? There's no like new games though. Zombicide Black Plague. We may have a winner here, James.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a big one. What's poppin', B? Okay, that was really awkward, James. Nobody answered. I don't feel very welcome here. Also, hi, Michigan. You have Discord? What is Picard? Like Star Trek? With the C? Like Veil of Discord? Like Dota? That's really nerdy. They probably won't get it. No, it's a communication system. Oh, he spelled communication wrong. Like a commune, like Skype. Wait, hold on. Like the videos I watch girls have sexy time on? He gave me a color. He gave me a color. He's given me pieces and parts.
Excellent.
Oh, like the videos I watch girls have sexy time on.
Just as a response, you know.
Can we just use Omegle? Or chat roulette?
You're having way too much fun there.
please. I am grill with vagini. I don't understand. They're like they like dealt me in and they're just playing and there's this little meme sideshow on the side. Like
Do you even know what that game is?
Zombicide?
The one they're playing.
Wait, you're talking like I'm not included, James.
Yeah, but do you know what you're playing?
I've seen it before.
That doesn't count at all.
Okay, then no. I have no idea how to play this. But I've always wanted to play.
I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. Good luck.
Thanks. The weight of the world on my shoulders. This guy looks like a Cheeto. Bob! James? Hey, James.
Fuck.
What's shaking?
No life. I have myself a pair.
Pear?
A pair.
Wow.
I know.
A healthy choice.
I also have myself a bunch of toast as well, but meh. So what are you doing?
Chilling. Trying to have a good time.
What are you drawing?
I don't know yet. You just gotta let the imagination flow.
The deck, isn't it?
No. It was. But then I said, meh.
And this appeals like the male fantasy.
This is why I fucking hate video games.
It's late. What do you want?
Man, I didn't think you would actually go and join.
What happened? What? Why is Tom here? What did I do?
Tom was still alive. And he was.
Uh-oh.
Congratulations, Tom. You've been immortalized on the internet forever.
What?
Welcome to the way the world ends, Tom.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, we're bored and we decided to try live streaming.
We're currently live streaming to 2 watchers.
Hell yeah.
You laugh now, but soon it will be an empire.
Hey, you laugh now, but we've already gotten a mysterious like from nowhere.
Yeah.
An empire of 3 people.
Like literally, we opened it up, started it, and then we were just both messing around with like and dislike buttons for a while. Then we got bored of it, and then when we came back, it was just like another mysterious like, and just nobody had joined. We were very confused.
Tom, you should look at it.
Yeah, you get to see whatever the hell Smooth's doing. I still don't know, and I'm looking at it.
I'm just gonna go to one of the works I did a long time ago that actually took time and just act like
prisoners, I see.
Yeah.
Huh, it's not actually half bad.
Yeah. Let's see what else I have.
Pretty spanky.
Nightingale.
Well, Tom, what are you doing up at this time of morning?
Working on Neolith mostly.
Ah.
Because I have no concept of when to stop.
Huh, same. Speaking of which, how is that coming along?
I'm at like 27, 28 pages.
Not much fun.
I'm basically on the perks. So once that's done, I'm just gonna send it to a bunch of people and ask like. Obviously, it's a lot to read, but read whatever you can and tell me what is utter shit, so that I can then change it.
Tom, see, the problem is that you wrote it, and by default,
Yeah.
they could have fuck. That is smooth.
This is my favorite one. This one took me the longest.
Do you have a link?
Just type in Bendy Smooth, both capital and a space in between. It'll be the first one.
In what?
YouTube.
You can watch Smooth hanging himself.
Ah, you're drawing.
He got some stabbing eyes right there. Also, Tom, I'm going to be a set of armor.
I'm
in a pirate campaign.
Oh, I'm gonna have to mute this because I can hear you but not me.
Yeah, I have muted automatically.
Oh, I liked it and then another person did.
Whoa, why we got a fourth like now? We're hitting the big leagues now. We're gonna have that monetization in no time. Good memes, man. Good memes.
We're all gonna be rich.
Yeah, I can't tell whether the fact that I was going to be in a pirate campaign that made me choose to become a heavy ass armor dude was a reason I chose it or a reason I shouldn't have chose it.
Well, when
There's 3 people watching, James. We have increased our viewers by 33%.
the problem with that is one of them is me.
And who are the
Woo!
others?
We're on the map.
I'm pretty sure one of them is you.
Mr. Worldwide. No, definitely not.
No, what are you talking about?
Definitely not. This guy's gonna be
Don't
red.
burst my bubble, Tom.
Don't burst his bubble, Tom.
I'll just slowly make 100 alt accounts. It's fine.
Like from that Deadpool game.
So you gotta do a Deadpool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. Going through, like, basically, the whole point of this Word document is going through my Excel sheet and justifying everything. When I was making the genetic perks, I don't know whether I was like incredibly tired or high or something, because most of them are just awful. I've changed a lot.
Now you're just somebody that you used to know.
Somebody. That's a good song.
It's the only song I know from that band, though.
Same. Good song.
Let's start anew. Now let's see what I can do with the power of love. I'm gonna make it look like I know what I'm doing, and it's like a speed painter or something.
Oh, look at Smooth go with that speed. Oh, look at him go. I mean, fuck, you're already better than I am. I could draw a stick, man. I got it, but I can't even do that well.
I can doodle weapons.
I mean, I can do stuff by hand with a pencil, great. It's just when it comes to doing it with technology, no.
I've never tried.
If I go shower, what I'd try is using one of those like graphics tablets.
Depends what good they are, because the really, really good ones are just better pencils.
Hmm. Be a pretty neat thing to try.
Except they're like over £2,000.
You know, not much really then.
And then you still suck.
Yeah, better to find someone who actually uses it properly and then try it.
Oh boy, that guy's got the face of suffering right there.
If I had one, I wouldn't let someone for fear of them breaking it, because they're not exactly the most durable things in the world.
Same.
Oh yeah, that's right. I needed to add in the ship room for terrestrial vehicles. Because how else are you gonna have? How else are you gonna have a wreck of hover bikes?
No.
I felt like that was an important thing someone might want. I suppose you could make it on your character sheet, but it seems like a ship thing. Don't know why I'm scrolling when I have a fucking glossary I can click to take me to it.
Let's try again. We need...
All I need to remember is to put 8 hours between me and the D&D session, and I'll actually be awake.
What?
I just need to remember to put 8 hours between me and the D&D session.
Yeah, you know, that'd be pretty good. I mean, D&D session I'm going to be waking up for, I've already gone past that margin. Oh, whoops.
I mean, it's currently, what, 12 hours away?
Yeah, but I got another D&D session for that.
Oh. Yeah, you're
That's
fucked.
why I was asking.
Wait, when does your other D&D session start? It's pretty early.
I believe it starts at 1, I think.
So 1 to 4, half an hour break, new session.
All right, new session. Who dis? I mean, might as well. Good time.
Might fight a bay.
No, I can't tell if I like brown bread more or white bread.
White bread. It's more racially appropriate.
It's racially superior, you mean?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna drop this. Fuck, you know what? I don't care about how big a ship is. Let's remove the restriction on Fighter Bay. You only have one extra room and you make it a fighter base, sure, why not? It's fucking Neolith. Do what you fucking want.
That's sort of the point you were going for, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I can do. I can change the fighter to just vehicle bay, and then it doesn't have to be space or land. It's just whatever you need it to be. Vehicle. Vehicle bay. Semicolon. How do you spell far? Seafaring. Any type of vehicle reasonably transportable in a ship. Sure. Because, sometimes you want to bring a tank on a mission. Give it 2 starting disciplines. Two different vehicles. Or would it be 1? Two, because they're very situational.
Keep talking, guys. Our viewers are gonna get bored. No, but that's not good enough. I'm too engrossed in what I'm doing to explain what I'm doing, and I haven't drawn anything in like forever.
Yeah,
So
all 3 of those viewers, man.
I mean, I can't. I'm not sexy enough to show my bobs on camera, so I gotta draw the bobs.
Show bobs and Virgin.
You are literally the thick emote on this server.
No, see, I have to draw the bobs. I can't show the bobs myself.
No, but you can show the thick ass. And that'll probably just rake in the people to watch.
I find that unreasonably funny.
It's all in fun and games in this server, man. shame the people in the server that actually want to interact with it a lot.
That's Discord servers, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless it's like a YouTube server or a very specific huge server. And even then, there are a bunch of people who do fuck all.
I will do fuck all, and I will enjoy it.
Because think about how many people are active on this server. I'm
on daily.
I'm on it, but I'm not that active. And then compare some other people to me, and they're a lot less. So
True. Like Orthrus hasn't shown up in forever. But you know what, Tom? That's what separates
Separates the men from the boys.
also, I need my name back.
I couldn't find you when I was trying to say something because it was still this that color.
Regulars, I've just been invisible.
Oh yeah, like can't you change that? Oh, can you change
No,
that
I
yourself?
can't.
Why not?
I don't have the power to do that.
There we go. You now have a big old green name.
Excellent.
You know, a regular normie again. You know, you're now a regular again. Yes, that was one of the reasons I made that as a thing, just so I could say that sentence.
Yeah. As much as I want, like, if I were to have a different colored name, I'd want it to be like fluorescent yellow or pink, just to hurt people's eyes whenever they look at it.
How would I think I got that by like the neon green?
It's kind of a minty though.
Got a big old bold red at the top though.
Yeah. Yeah. Yours is the most notable.
It should be as hard as Johnson.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about yellow and grey though. I find it very aesthetically pleasing.
The sentence, that's the most suitable for work, not suitable for work thing I've ever seen today. Alright then.
There we go.
Hey Tom, do you want a picture with no context?
Sure.
Alright then, here you go.
What the
Hey Tom, did you hear that archaeologists found fossilized remains of the first walking banana?
God damn it, all that was recording.
Why?
Have you heard of The Onion?
Or about the cops confident he'll be exonerated by clear video evidence of him shooting a defenseless black man.
You started streaming this an hour ago.
I know.
Yes.
And look at, we've tripled our views.
Yeah, we went from like 1 to 3.
And you've put it into the gaming category.
Well, yeah, because you never know what you're gonna get.
I mean, it might be worthwhile to put it in an actual category, but nah, fuck it.
I make my anime girls cry because I'm edgy.
And it gets you off.
I bet you like it when people cry.
No. No. Yes.
Internally, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Wait, wasn't he the opposite or something? I remember a meme about this.
Probably.
Loosely.
What is?
I can't remember, so it's irrelevant. Crew quarters, weapon control, atmospheric regulator. That's pretty important. And shields array.
I'll play the TF of the 2 for a little bit and then probably go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up early.
Why have you drawn a dick?
I did not draw a dick. What are you talking? Oh no, the delay. Okay, finally. No. No. No, it wasn't me.
And I say streaming was a bad idea.
Quick, switch to something that's not controversial.
Don't want to get demonetized.
There we go. So today's topic is Muslims and their contribution to the world. Oh. Okay.
Starting out a bit strong there, ain't we? That'd be like the one moment someone actually comes into the live stream.
Instantly leaves.
Instantly leaves after they hear that.
It's a Muslim person. They see the picture of Donald Trump with the mustache, the unibrow, and the goatee, and then they're like, oh, this looks like my kind of place. And then we're like, fuck all the Muslims. And then they're like, oh, no, retreat to our safe place.
Retrieve to my safe space.
Why does it keep wanting to correct fucking ampersands? Fuck you. It's a good name for like a basic starting ship.
I'm excited for your D&D session. It sounds exciting.
What one? The one we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Excited to hear about it.
Do you think the Stingray is a good name for the basic ship?
No, name it Cold Front.
Cold Front.
Cold Front cometh. I like that.
I could name one of the ships that. Why not? I feel like it's a reference I don't understand.
It's not.
Though.
It's a cold front is like a weather thing, you know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so you're referring to the actual.
Yeah.
The actual thing.
Yeah. But if you do want the reference, there's a character in Dota 2 called Lich King, and one of his voice lines is "Cold front cometh." But the weather thing works too, because ships, outside, weather stuff, sailing.
I think the ships are mostly going to be. Well.
Maybe there could be like a necro ship. Ooh, spooky.
I'm just gonna have from the start. There's just gonna be 3 different ships. Your basic ship, your like specialized already outfitted ship. So the basic ship is the one where you get some choices, and then all of the basic stuff is covered. Then you've got the specialized ship, where you've got like maybe one or two choices, and then you've got the chaotic ship where you roll for most of the choices.
I'll take guns, 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 more guns, and food. Cool. And we have
I
nothing
don't-
else.
I
Is
don't
this
know what the
this sound?
specialist type
Have you
is.
ever played Faster Than Light, Tom?
That is one of the inspirations.
Cool.
Yeah, this Neelith has a bunch of inspirations.
Nice. Have you played
Faster Light's-
Guns of Icarus?
Yeah, that's steampunk though, isn't it? But yeah,
Steampunk airships. But it's kind of like the Sea of Thieves thing, where it's like everybody grabs a role. Like someone's on the gun, someone's on this, someone's on that.
the ship combat is quite heavily inspired by FTL. I think that's the sort of style I want to go for. Because Neelith is built for 3 to 4 people rather than 4 to 5. Which is, I'd like it to be built for 5, but the issue with having custom skills is it gets little. You need to focus on people a bit more.
Hmm.
So it doesn't take to more players like D&D does. Like you couldn't do Neolith with 6 people. It just wouldn't work.
Right.
Too many things to track. Maybe 4 ships, like a big one and a small one. 2 specialists. Or maybe I'll just make a bunch of starting ships and only have 3 available at the start. Because I want a Stingray.
Because if you got a bigger ship, you might have to recruit crew and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. When ships have their own character sheet, right?
Yeah.
Because in Neolith,
Because they're
it's
like a
all on
vehicle, a war
basically have
animal.
you basically have an Excel sheet, right?
Yeah.
With 5 pages, 4 crew, each with their character sheet, and then the ship. The ship has everyone's abilities are based on disciplines, which you like kind of make your own abilities. The ship has its disciplines, and then each room in inverted commas section has its own disciplines. Crew, you'd put in the ship's discipline, and then well, it can be from generic crew to a bunch of worker demons. It depends on the ship.
As you do. The regular.
Demons are bad news, though. If someone wants to play a demon, it does put the rest of the party's sanity at risk.
Sounds like a good time.
Get some of that darkest dungeon vibe.
Especially if another person wants to play a plasmoid, which are, gaseous ghosts, that sort of thing. Because they don't have health, they only have sanity. Which means sanity damage is significantly worse.
I kind of like the idea of like a darkest dungeon like ship thing with eldritch horrors and stuff in the sea.
So Neolith, like the Aetherium, like the psychic force takes like inspiration from Warhammer, the Warp. It takes information from like the Force, your classical demons, Cthulhu.
Right.
Yeah. Demon is a catch-all term for a being of the Aetherium. So if you play a demon, you could be like D&D style demon, you could be a Warhammer style demon, you could be like a Cthulhuid being. It's a catch-all.
All a good time.
Because they mean the same thing. Okay, so I want one of them to be called the Stingray. But it doesn't quite suit the basic one. What the fuck?
What?
Why would it autocorrect Stingray to Stringray? The fuck is a Stringray?
A stringy stingray. Clearly.
Fucking Google Docs.
Did you put a space in between Sting and Ray?
Nope. Stingray class ship will be a small one. I think for the first 4 ships you'll get a choice of. They'll all be based on aquatic animals. So I quite like the idea of, rather than basing them on birds, basing them on fish.
Birds
Those are
would
a
be
bunch of
cool
hippos,
too.
right?
For your basic ship, would salmon be a good aquatic animal? Salmon class ship?
Well,
Yeah,
if we're calling ship fish names, I want to call mine the red herring.
No, I mean for classes of ship.
salmon
Yeah.
would be good. That's like your standard fish.
Yeah, like the actual name of the ship is up to you, like up to the players, but like classes of ship.
What was the name of the Assassin's Creed ship? Like the Jackdaw or something?
I've named one of them Stingray, which is a smaller ship.
The Manta, Stingray,
Yeah, the Manta class ship would be the
Manatee,
Carrier. Yeah.
the Sea Cow.
Yeah, Kraken class ship would be like a battleship. The same with like a Leviathan class.
Like a galleon or something.
Yeah. The spaceship equivalent
Salmon class.
is your basic Stingray.
And
So you need 4.
There's Pike. Like a Pike.
I'm gonna use Pike for the chaotic one.
What's the other one?
I now need like the one that would start with like a hangar bay and an enlarged cargo and stuff like that. Like
That'd be like
Salmon is your basic. Pike is your chaotic one. Stingray is like you'd outfit it to be like a stealth or an attack type ship.
I'd do the carrier kind of cargo one, like the halibut class.
I like that. How do I spell that?
HALIBUT.
I have a rough understanding. I just need to check.
Make sure I'm not.
I was right.
A halibut is an ugly fish, but it's fat.
Yeah. It's good to have a theme for these kind of things, otherwise they spend ages trying to think of names. Yeah, because then you can get like when you come across the Mantis ship class ship, you've got trouble.
Yeah.
And like all your battleships are named after sharks and stuff like that. Yeah. So like a megalodon class ship is like a pretty fearsome destroyer.
That's like a legendary, I'd say.
Yeah, like Kraken, Leviathan, Megalodon. I'd probably, for the like really impressive ones, I'd probably get into some prehistoric like sea monstery type shit, like plesiosaur class and stuff like that.
Could put some lore in there, like they're old ships and they're named after the creatures they slain or something like that.
The thing about Neolith is everything is old because it's like 100,000 years in the future, and like humanity spread galaxy wide, and then an apocalypse happened. So it's a post-apocalypse Western sci-fi. Basically.
So basically, there's no progression in technology.
There is and there isn't, in the same way what happens in Fallout.
Right. So it's like everything becomes like high tech, and then
yeah, the thing is, it's called Neolith because there's these huge like space Hulk ships, right?
Yeah.
Like a mega city-sized ships that go in and out of the other side, which is like 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 in Warhammer you get space
The
Hulks that
war.
travel through the wall
Yeah.
and they fuck with time and everything.
Yep.
And as players, your main source of income is to raid Neoliths and take stuff from them.
It's a good time.
Of course, you can go on like planets and visit space stations, but your income will mainly come from Neoliths. And you get a lot for one. I think 5's a good number. I was going to do 3. I kind of want to keep it odd. Okay. So you've got your general and your chaotic. So then play styles. Large carrier ship, small ship, and then I guess a fighting style one.
Fighting style?
Like a combat based ship if you're the character's plan on doing a lot of ship combat.
You need a name for it?
I want a shark name.
Mako?
Yeah, like Mako, Hammerhead.
Hammerhead would be like a ramming ship, I feel like.
Yeah.
It could be like a
Yeah,
bull.
the thing about Hammerheads is they're like Hammerheads, like they go in packs and they're like really good at sensing stuff. Like they have 360 vision.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's even more specialized.
Like an observation ship.
Yeah, I like Mako Shark or Bull Shark. Let me have a look at Mako Sharks. I just need to. They're the ones with like the weird tails, right? Or is that a different one? Oh, that's a Thrasher Shark.
Mako sharks
Yeah.
are honestly like kind of like your standard looking shark.
Yeah, these are only your like introductory ships, so let's go with Mako. Would I call it Mako class or Mako Shark class?
I'd just say Mako. But like when people would reference it in totality, it'd just be like a Mako shark class. But when you're just referencing it quick, it would just be a Mako ship.
Is Pike appropriate for your chaotic one? Let's have a look at Pike. Still, they look mad. I think they look mad.
Oh, they do. They got teeth.
No, do they have like the crazy eyes?
No.
They kinda do. Look at them. You know what I want? Fucking would be a sweet ship would be Barracuda, but
That'd be
Yeah,
a
Mako
fast
ones
as
as well.
fuck ship.
let's.
Barracudas are fast.
Yeah, you've got like your speedy ships, which are like your swordfish. Your
Oh, you could call the chaotic one the piranha for the.
No, Piranha class ships are like, let's see, like fighters. You're getting into fighters then.
The swarm kind of ships.
Yeah, because like yeah, your fighters don't use fish names, but you're really small when you're piranha. Like you're part of a fleet probably at that point.
About like the angler fish.
That's got to be a cool ship, right? Angler class.
That's like the teeth and the light. It's got that light on the front, so you kind of get like that deception kind of thing going on.
Any eels will be pretty cool. Yeah, shit. You know what I'm gonna have to do now? I'm gonna have to like literally set law, look at a bunch of fucking fish, and just this is this type of ship. This is this type. This. Oh god, that's gonna take me a while. Okay. Let's make a new chapter of classes of ship.
What's cool is that when you like they see another ship on the horizon, you can explain what it looks like, and like say it's like a lionfish. You get like, oh, it's like tan with like red stripes and spikes jutting out of the sides with sails connected to every which way and all that.
The other thing is, a lot of the people, a lot of the characters in the game will have no context for fish, aside from fish people. So, like, you would at that point you would assume a salmon is named after the type of ship, which I find really cool.
And I kind of figure that like some of these ships, like these are these people's homes, like these are like floating warlords who have, it's like like their own countries. And
even your like neoliths are way too like random. They're like way too deadly to live on. But space stations and stuff, like which are basically like they would be named after some, like you get the Great Barrier and stuff like that, and trenches, and like most people, I think at least half of the galaxy doesn't live on a planet. At least half. Because a lot of planets have been fucked up by whatever cataclysm happened. So, not to mention the majority of planets aren't terraformed. So a lot of them are just dust balls or gas planets. Like it's not Star Wars. But the ones that are livable have often been fucked up in some way. And if they haven't, they're highly contested. Because it's the only place to grow massive amounts of food. But there is definitely a planet ship, like a planet that has massive engines strapped to it and is flown. That is definitely a thing. Shit, not only am I going to have to look at fish, I'm going to have to look at mythical sea creatures and prehistoric sea creatures.
When you have a crit charged piece of ham.
It's going to be pretty fun. Can't you crit charge a jar of piss in that game?
Yes. And it's called Jarati.
Yeah. Jarate.
what if like the Eldritch Horrors, or what do you call the sea monsters in this game from the Nihilith?
Well, from the Aetherium. And there's like space monsters rather than sea monsters, but I suppose some of them would be sea-based. But the general term is daemon.
What if they like took over? Because like at the bottoms of the oceans, who knows what's really down there? Like you get like the fossilized remains of like prehistoric, like dinosaur kind of things. Like they took over.
Deep sea classes of ship they've got to be mostly like corrupted types of ship.
Yeah.
Like nasty, like demon engine ships. Like one of the things is AI exist. They are no longer possible to create. You can create VI, virtual intelligences, but they're not alive.
Right.
Artificial intelligences exist, and you can get them in your ship, but they are old, and they were fucked up mentally by the cataclysm, which means they don't work properly. And some of them are demonetized. Like, if you ever get an AI on a Neolith, it is bad, 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 bad news. Unless it is stored on a hard drive, it is if it is an active AI on the Neolith, you do not go anywhere fucking near it and you abandon the Neolith immediately. Because it is not good news. So ship classes. Yeah, because then you have like groups of ship classes, so like your sharks and your rays and everything. They all mean something. That's good. Ship.
Man of War can be a man of war because a man of war is a fish.
Oh, fucking jellyfish types. They've got to be cool though.
What if they had like circular sails that billow out really far?
Yeah, and if you have a flying saucer, it's probably a jellyfish type ship.
Yeah.
I like the idea also of any like parasite type ship, like cookie cutter sharks. You like your boarding ships.
Yeah, I like the idea of like fish, like the piranha ship where they're really small, but there's a ton of them.
Yeah, the like piranha is like the smallest size before you become like a one-man fighter.
Yeah. Like they're extremely violent.
Yeah, like melee in ships is not common, but definitely happens.
Yeah, like maybe they try to board a lot, like they try to like burrow into the sides or something.
I feel like piranhas would often be like drone control ships that are designed to get onto a ship and just start drilling to open a hole into the atmosphere, so they start like killing the crew on board so that they can then raid it afterwards.
Yeah.
So like essentially the equivalent of piranhas bleeding something to death before they eat it. Oh shit. Yes. Because then you have like shark class ships.
Mm-hmm.
They use sensors to detect like traces of molecules in space, so that they can detect where a piranha class ship has like opened a ship's atmosphere, and then they follow the atmosphere towards the ship like sharks do with blood.
Yeah, so they're not necessarily on the same side. It just uses them.
I mean, pirates are, they're not always together.
Right, but like they would just use them.
Yeah. And piracy is a very legitimate form of business in this. Because it's like the Wild West, basically, in space.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bandits.
You gotta have some.
Yeah.
You got. No, I'm saying you gotta have some places where you get off the ship.
Yeah, the stations.
Because you gotta have some kind of interaction with some kind of outside world.
There are like the trader stations are a thing that exist, and they are considered neutral ground, and they go from tiny little things like no bigger than your average ship to like cities.
And they each have their own protection.
Oh,
or maybe some small outlying ones have protection from a larger one.
Either by paying pirates or having their own fleet, yeah.
So now you have some kind of faction mechanic.
Yeah, I knew there were two main factions. Three main factions. You've got your bandits, you've got your traders, and you've got the Empire. The Empire doesn't travel through Ethereum, they have FTL drives, which means their maps and the traders' maps look completely different, because one travels through like the warp and the other travels through actual space. So their maps look completely different.
I'm
and
assuming the
some people-
traders are kind of like greedy
The traders
people.
are the player faction. So when you play Neolith, you are associated with the traders in one form or another.
But what differentiates the traders from the...
So the traders are basically just like frontier towns.
Okay.
So they establish law. That's So the difference between a trader and a pirate is the traders don't need other people to survive. Pirates only exist with people to pirate on. Traders try to make towns, effectively. So...
What's the other faction other than traders and pirates?
Or the Empire, which travel through FTL drives. And they'll probably have different classes of ship, like a different naming system. Because they don't really mess with other side stuff, mostly.
So they'd be all imperial kind of names.
Yeah, I haven't decided on a name for them. Right now I'm just referring to them as the Empire. But I'll eventually come up with like a proper name for them. But like between them and the Neolith, they're your basic antagonists.
So you're naming both the pirate and the trader faction after fish?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds pretty fishy to me.
Yeah, any vehicle, any spaceship that travels through the other side of the Ethereum is named after fish. I think the Empire ships are probably named like actual ships, like Imperator class, Destroyer class. That's probably what they do. Because the Empire isn't the focus of the game. They are just something that moves the players from a place. They're a tool for the GM to use. The interesting thing is the players and the Neoliths and everything.
Be cool if the Empire had ships that like grab onto player ships or any ship and then can FTL travel them somewhere for a price.
Yeah, the thing about that is the Empire are opposed to traders because they see them as rogues and chaotic assholes that
so kind of like smugglers. Like maybe there's a lot of
You see, the Empire doesn't like the Aetherium because it's spilling demons into the galaxy. And their view is that every time you travel through the Aetherium, you are opening holes into the reality. And you should stop. And because Neoliths travel through the Aetherium, and Neoliths are the source of all of their money and resources, they reply with no. Because the only way to track and follow Neoliths is through the Aetherium.
Anyway, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
So is there any mechanic where you can kind of get in with either faction, or is it just set? It'd probably be easier to just set it, because then, like, how would you befriend the pirates? It's like,
At the beginning, it's set, because the pirates and the traders aren't really unified that much, It's just sort of a loose term.
Well, they can't trust each other, that's for sure.
Like, the players can be pirates or traders, basically. But eventually, as I flesh them out, like, you'll be able to get, like, FTL drives rather than navigatrixes and stuff like that. You get to be part of the Empire eventually, but I'll need to work on it first. So... all Aetherium travel ships shit. Like, you know the stuff that's designed to protect space stations? That's going to be like your crabs and your crustaceans and stuff. Will like walk along the edges of space stations to protect them. Yeah. That's when
Oh,
you get into like shrimps and stuff.
crab.
Yeah. Like crabs are like, I think that's like your main defense type. That and like barnacles and everything.
Oh, barnacles, cool.
Yeah, like you know, like those tube worms, like in the deep sea that like snap out and take fish into them.
Mm-hmm.
I need when I find out what their names are, that is a type of like protector ship. Yeah, there's a lot of some really good lore there. This is why I like talking to people about this shit because it makes it so much easier to think of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll just throw stuff out there. I don't care if you think it's stupid or not. It's just
Well, half the stuff I think of is stupid, so
keep the juices flowing.
it's just it's so late, so I can't talk passionately. I have to half whisper.
It's like I think it's cool because like you could set. You gotta use. Is this universe somewhat like ours, like out in space?
Yeah, it's our galaxy, except like hundreds of thousands of years in the future after a lot of stuff has gone down.
Okay, so it's in one galaxy though.
Yeah, one contained galaxy. Yeah.
Okay, so you get things like nebulas and
Oh yeah, yeah.
dying stars and.
When I like finish the first sort of edition here, which is mostly like some like it's the base concepts and it's not fully fleshed out, but you'll be one of the people I just send the Word file to because it's got a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah, it'd be cool to put in like galaxy events, like a star is dying and about to go supernova, so you gotta move to this, like you gotta get away, like it can kind of move the players.
Yeah, this is the thing about it being sci-fi, right? Because the setting in general, right, is background. Everything is basic. Imagine Earth expanded through the galaxy and found very little other life. Maybe one or two other races, but not as prevalent as humans. Okay? And then populated a bunch of planets with Earth life. Right? And then 100,000 years in the future, cataclysmic event happens. 100,000 years after that, now. So you have catmen and fishmen, right? Which are descended from actual cats and fish
Mm-hmm.
because of like rapid evolution that's been caused by experiments and shit.
So you'll run into people with your
you can be one. So,
with your tiger shark class, and like they won't even know what a tiger shark is because that's from that's from Earth.
Tiger sharks probably don't exist anymore.
These are like ancient creatures.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because in the Earth, right, race is kind of not exactly a set thing. You have types of race, and then you specify, right?
Yep.
So like humanoid can be human, or like your Star Trek aliens, like
It's like anthropedics.
Yeah.
Anthropotics. Yeah, something.
And then you have like amorphous, which is your semi-liquid creatures, your amoeba-style creatures, your swarm creatures. Aqualoid, which is basically any fish type creature.
Subterranean. Or subnautical.
Mothman. And your Spider-Man and everything. But yeah. Some of them are significantly weirder than others.
I feel like you need to have like for pirates, it would be a warlord. For the empire, it would be like the emperor. So you'd have to have like emperor class ship.
Yeah, the Empire is like that is not on my main list of concerns right now, so I haven't fleshed it out. Like they'll have a proper name rather than just the Empire and everything, and a law, but I haven't bothered to do that yet.
I like the idea of the pirates having the goldfish. And it's just like you think of like a goldfish, it's just like your fish tank fish, but it's like actually like gold plated.
Oh God, yes. Like nobles, like rich people definitely have like koi class and goldfish class.
Mm-hmm.
Like all your pet fish are definitely
The beta class.
like if you entertainers obviously travel on clownfish class ships.
Mm-hmm. Or puffer fish. Puffer class.
Pufferfish are definitely like a defensive style ship with like shields that turn into weapons.
Yeah. Puffer class. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Neolith's your like class and your race and what you can do are like the rules give you guidelines, but you create your own abilities. And you create your own race. And it's sort of like it makes more sense when you actually read it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. You want to be a rock man? You can be a rock man.
You could be Rockman.
Yeah, originally, I had bird people and mammal people separate. I've merged them in because I couldn't give them different enough like basic rules. So they're all in one. Like basically your furries are all in one place.
What about these chaos class ships?
The shards of Neoliths
Yeah.
is what they are, but I'll probably name them all after mythical creatures actually.
Like the Minotaur.
Well, mythical sea creatures.
Do they name it, or do you do the people name them? Because I feel like they wouldn't really name themselves.
No, they've been these have been set by. It's ambiguous, really, but it's been this way for at least 1,000 years. That these things are named these ways.
But I feel like people who saw them and then got away and survived, kind of like with the Tyranids, named them.
Oh, you mean like proper actual Neoliths?
Yeah.
Proper actual Neoliths are named after basically. I'm gonna
like
get a list.
Obviously, you're gonna run into ones that nobody's ever seen before, but
I'm gonna get a list of sea-based gods, and that's what they're named after. Like Poseidon and Neptune are two Neoliths.
Roman and Greek. Osiris.
Yeah, that's the way I feel is like the best way of doing it. Like basically gods of storms, gods of seas. Like if it's a god of an abyss, like a place of infinite darkness, I'll use those gods too. It doesn't necessarily from be actual mythology. It can be like a game god. I don't really care.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, because like the really big ships are called like Leviathan and stuff. What's the next step for a Neolith? Gods. Yeah.
God class. Titan class.
I think like Poseidon is just like a Neolith that spends most of its time in reality. So a lot of people know about it. Like I think the less obscure a god name, the less often you see the ship. Or
So
the less documented it is.
Right. Because not a lot of people go out and try and figure these things out.
No.
It's purely on accident that they run into these things.
Well, a lot of people hunt them to scavenge them because they're full of lost technology.
Right, but not the big bastards.
Yeah, like the huge mega cities are like the main place you go to get stuff. However, the rules of the game, right, is I use something called progress clocks, which basically certain actions trigger marking a section on a clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each time you go to a neolith, I start a neolith clock. If you do not leave before the neolith clock ends, the neolith goes into the Ethereum. As in, it travels into the warp.
Oh, okay, so
And
it'll
then-
follow you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Normal ships, when they travel through the Ethereum, have navigatrixes which protect them from demon incursion. Only parts of a neolith might have one of those, which means it quickly gets flooded with weird shit. So you don't want to be on one. Like if the clock runs out and you're still on the neolith, it is like you are sprinting towards your ship to get the fuck away. If your ship is even still on it.
Right. Mutiny.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
You don't. There is a reason no one builds houses on neoliths because they don't last. Like I was thinking, like Poseidon specifically. I was thinking there's like a traded town on Poseidon with a massive like Ethereum protection field, and they are rich as fuck. But like only elite people can get into it because there's not much space on it.
And
It's on a neolith.
Yeah, it's probably hard to get into it too.
Yeah, because you don't know when they'll show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are a bunch of mad people. I know that. They probably eat sentience or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Like it looks really fancy and golden and expensive and futuristic.
But they have darker.
crap.
They have dark tastes.
Yeah. Like for example, you know racial groups, right? So humanoid. So the racial groups are split into 3 sections: genetic, cybernetic, and psionic. Your perks and abilities also split this way. For example, demons are psionic, militia droids are cybernetic, and like your reptiloids are genetic. Humanoids have
Mammalian.
Yeah, mammalian and birds are under Therio. Like if you want to make a dog man or a bird man, you're Therio.
Okay.
But yeah, humanoid psionic covers both, like, you know, like in Warhammer, you get psychers that are actually like mutants.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your innate psychers. Also, undead are covered by human psionic. So bodies animated by psionic energy. So yeah, they're probably like the Neolith city is probably a bunch of psi vampires. I haven't decided yet, but that's probably what I end up on.
So, what's the goal from the get-go?
Well,
what do you think they'll think they need to do?
Well, the
goals make money.
Like the level up cycle is to go to a Neolith, go to a planet, go to like an enemy, remove your obstacles or get around your obstacles, get scavenged out.
Sell loot, upgrade ship, kind of thing.
Whether you want to use this loot to make stuff, you want to use this loot to find something specific, you want to use this loot to just make money.
Keep the loot.
Depends on the crew. Because you might be trying to find a specific artifact. You might be working for a specific person. It depends on the crew. Like I had an idea for a campaign where you visit the same Neolith that's traveling through time, and you see like you go into it past, present, and future. So it's a lot like time fuckery, and going into the same rooms in different millennia of the Neolith, which I think would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, what was it? Something on the tip of my tongue. Shit. Oh well.
I feel like we could have some cool encounters / quests kind of thing, like at a trading post, and they're looking for information on where to go next.
Yeah. If you no longer have a goal, the easiest answer is to find a Neolith, because that'll probably start a quest line.
Like, there could be like ambushes and asteroid belts.
Yeah. Like anything that happens in like Warhammer or FTL or Star Wars, all of these things are possible in this specific game. Oh yeah, that was one of the fun things, right? When you create your race, you have to also create your trauma. Because when you go to 0 health, that doesn't quite mean death in this game. You take a trauma. Now, for a human, a trauma would be lose an eye, lose an arm, lose a leg. You know?
Yep.
But if you're playing an amoeba slime person, it gets a little more interesting in what your traumas are. That's a thing I'm going to have to work on.
Like, maybe things that touch you, like get burned or something.
Like leaking and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you like at random times you'll just like spurt. Like at like inopportune times sometimes.
Yeah. Basically, when you have 4 traumas or 5 traumas, I forget which, that is when your character dies. And when you have 4 or 5 insanities, your character becomes untenable.
I like how Lovecraftian it is in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you take sanity burn as you go through the game.
Very eldritch horror.
If you don't have a med bay with some psychiatric abilities in it, you don't stop gaining sanity. Especially if one of your players is a demon. Yeah, I would definitely be interested, like there's a couple people I want to send the document to once it's like done. For like different reasons. Like there's one person who is like Jack, I know, who is like who can pick it apart mechanically, like the mechanical parts I have in here.
Yeah.
But I am particularly interested in you and Arthur's opinion on some of the lore. Arthur's because he had a sci-fi thing he was doing.
Yeah.
So he's already like in the mind for it, and then
he's a pretty good like storyteller. Like when he does those only theater of the mind kind of ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick it apart a little bit. I'm not too like into the mechanics and stuff, but
when you get to like, this is how dodging works, just skip to the next skip to the next paragraph.
Well, no, I can look at that stuff too. I mean, I've played a lot of myths and monsters and
It's
D&D and stuff. And
like basically, I'm gonna send it to enough people that I then like the things that stood out to you. I then talk to you about, and then I either, based on your feedback, I keep it, change it, or justify it to you or to myself.
yeah, so then when it's asked by a player, you'll be able to feel confident in justifying it to them. Yeah.
Also, one of the things I'm going to have to do a lot, and it's one of the main reasons, is clarifying what I mean in a paragraph.
Okay.
What do you mean when you. What does this sentence actually mean in the game, Tom? Because it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, you don't need this. Shorten it down, Tom.
Yeah, that's going to be important. The skills list is massive too, but it's So one of the things you like immediately see about the skills is less of them, please. But the thing about the skills list is you only ever use half of them per character of the ones you don't interact with. Like you could play 10 different characters and never interact personally with the physics skill because you don't make characters that need the physics skill. You know? Like the
Yeah.
every situation and every role I ask you to do has like 3 different skills you could use for it. The thing is, the skill you choose and how well you roll at the skill informs me what actually happens.
Yeah, how you go about it.
It's not like D&D where it's I need an acrobatics check for this. It is I give you the situation and you tell me what you were rolling for that situation.
Yeah, how you go about it.
So if I tell you there is a cliff face and you say I want to get up to it through seduction and you don't justify it, I'll let you roll it and then just tell you that nothing happens.
Or you're trying to seduce a party member or a crewmate to carry you up it.
This is why one of my favorite skills is the fortune skill, because it is based on luck, which means any situation you can use the fortune skill. But if you fail the fortune skill, I will fuck you over harder than any other skill.
But they won't know it until they try.
Yeah.
They won't know if
I
they
wanna
lost or passed until they're already going.
I want to get up the cliff through fortune. I crit succeed. Explain what happens to me.
You nimbly wake your way up.
One of the things.
I rolled an 8.
Have I told you this?
What? No.
I don't like the D20 system, personally.
Well, that's RNG. It's like.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's really swingy.
Right.
It's like it's a lot harder to tell an outcome on a D20. Neelith uses 2D10 because that has a bell curve, right?
Right, you're gonna end up more in the middle.
Yeah. Plus, you crit and crit succeed 1% chance each. So crits and crit fails actually mean something. Because I think it's literally 1 in a million chance to crit 3 times in a row. Literally 1 in a million.
On a D10?
2D10. So on a 2D10, 2 ones is a crit fail. 2 tens is a crit success. And
yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And I know I'm right because I spent a bunch of time working out when you should succeed and when you should fail. Which means I spent a lot of time looking at a graph of statistics.
Right, because you go 10% for one, and then 10. Then it goes down to 1% for both of them.
With no modifier, 11 is 10%, and then it works down 1% towards 20 and 2. So 6 and 16 are both 5%.
Yeah, you'd have like 0.0000. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all the thing about them is when you have no modifier, it is a clean statistical belt. I think. Hold on, let me actually check that. I remember looking nice too. 2d10. Yeah, there were no point statistics, right?
Yeah.
1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, so on, up to 10%. And getting a +1 modifier increases your chances of success by 10%. The next +1 increases it by 9%. And it gets less and less beneficial for you the higher in modifier you go.
Right.
But yeah, the system has crit fail, fail, partial success, full success, and crit success.
Oh, so, yeah, it keeps it simple.
Partial success is either you fail with no consequence or you succeed with consequence.
See, when I DM'd it, like people would roll at 12 to try and do something, and it'd be like, well, what does that mean? Like I'd hate that because it's like, oh shit.
Standard, you fail on an 11 or lower, and you succeed on a 15 or higher. Which means if you have no modifier, which means you haven't trained in a skill, you've never really done it before, you are 55% likely to fail at it. And then your next highest percentage is partial, and then you might succeed.
I like that mechanic better.
Yeah, I really like 2d10s.
Yeah.
And then, like, the maximum modifier you can get is +7, but you get something called prestige dice, which add a 1d2, a 1d3, a 1d4, or a 1d2, 1d4, 1d6, and there's your options.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So, like, the maximum you could, and they are spent on each individual roll. So the maximum you can get is a +7 plus d6, which is about a 94-95% chance of success. But you have to spend like a lot of resources getting the d6 on top of the 7. Also, how I worked out for combat is when you have a success ratio, how does AC work? You know, like hitting something. And the answer to that is armor is damage reduction, and you can dodge stuff. Standard characters can dodge once at full dodge, and then again at half dodge, like a penalty. So if you get hit with a minigun, you can dodge the first 2 bullets.